Finally, Cliftonville take on defending champions Linfield in the Women's League Cup final tonight at Seaview. Kick-off there is at 8 o'clock. That is all your sport this weekend. Bye for now.
They think it's all over. It is now. John Mulholland Skoda, proud sponsors of UTV Sport.
Well now, this is the last UTV Live at 6 to be brought to you from Havelock House, a building which has been home to UTV for almost 60 years and a place that holds many treasured memories.
From Monday, we'll be broadcasting from a state-of-the-art news centre in City Quays 2. But before we bid our final farewell to Havelock House, our correspondent Jane Lockree's been taking one last stroll down memory lane.
26 years ago, I walked through the doors of Havelock House for the very first time. It was both an exciting and daunting experience because I knew so many household names had walked through these doors before me. Work began in this disused Victorian warehouse on the Ormo Road in 1958. A year later, Ulster Television was born.
Good morning, this is Ulster Television.
The paint was barely dry when the cameras first began to roll here on Halloween night. The first voice anyone would hear broadcasting from Havelock House was that of the Hollywood star Laurence Olivier.
Good evening. It is my privilege, my rare privilege, in fact it is my unique privilege, to be the first person to appear before you on Ulster Television.
This famous actor must have sprinkled some stardust over Havelock House because Ulster Television went on to entertain audiences for over half a century.
Up goes the weasel. Jack in the Box jumps out of his house, and that means it's time again for Romper Room.
Sir, I'm terribly sorry. This lineup is for VIP passengers only. Would you mind moving to the other side of the...
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Kelly.
Jerry has fond memories of the legions of fans who used to wait outside Havelock House for a chance to catch a glimpse of the stars appearing on the Kelly Show on a Friday night.
'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns.
He has particular praise for Garth Brooks, who fulfilled a promise to appear on his show.
It was a wet November night, if my memory serves me right. And he went outside and he signed every autograph that was asked of him. It was raining. He put people onto his bus to shelter from the rain.
The original Ulster Television logo connected up all the major cities and towns in Northern Ireland. UTV's famous son remembers it well.
The reason I remember it is that we had at home a coat hanger which was the same shape, and it had these points and these dots, and you would hang the coats on different levels.
Do I look okay to do this early in the morning?
Everyone who has become part of the fabric of Northern Ireland began their TV career with an audition.
Anybody here from Northern Ireland?
My name's Pamela and I'm 25 years old. I've lived in Belfast most of my life, apart from 1 year when I was at college in Worcestershire.
I was at a party one night. I don't often go to parties, but this amazingly attractive woman came up to me and I realised, my goodness, she works on the telly. I've been watching her since I was doing the 11 plus and I thought to myself, she's so good.
Only man did the 11 plus when he was 19.
And still failed it. But Pamela did suggest to me, apply for a job as a continuity announcer.
Good afternoon. Sport now. Snooker first. Dennis Taylor has just gone into action in the quarter-final of the World Championships against Steve Davis at the Crucible in Sheffield.
UTV has always prided itself on its news coverage. Reporting on the Troubles was particularly harrowing, but even in the darkest of times, the spirit of the people inside Havelock House prevailed.
Gordon Burns, David Dunseith and I would play the likes of Trevor MacDonald and Gerald Seymour, the ITN Brigade, at a game of cricket. Now, we've all heard of rain-stopping play at cricket, but in our case, it was, believe it or not, bomb-stop play.
UTV, which heralded a new era in local broadcasting in 1959, is also blazing a trail almost 60 years later as it moves to new state-of-the-art premises in City Quays 2 in Belfast. When Havelock House closes its doors for the last time, it will mark the end of an era, but it will also signal a new chapter in UTV's history. The contents of those pages will no doubt, like the pages before them, make for an exciting read. Jane Lockery, UTV Live at Havelock House in Belfast.
And later this year we will have 2 specials on UTV looking back at the history of Havelock House, the programmes which were produced here and the people behind those shows.
And if you want a sneak peek of our new home, you can go to our Facebook page for a little behind the scenes tour with me and a first look at our new studio.
Now, we'd also like to thank all of the people who over the years have put us on the air and kept us on the air, and to you, our viewers. The journey continues.
Well said, Paul.
Now, next to another man with happy memories of Havelock House, our very own Frank Mitchell. In a sentence or two, Frank, what are you thinking tonight?
Yes, it is one of those nights that we look back with great pride. I remember my dad saying to me when I first came here, he says, how high can you go in that place? And on the last night, I'm on the roof, so you can't beat that. In the sun, enjoying the sunshine. Not like everyone, I must say. I've been talking to the farmers and the growers. They have their worries and their concerns. And of course, we have the situation with Northern Ireland Water introducing the hose pipe ban. We've a tinderbox countryside. We've got to be careful if we're out and about because there's no sign of any rain whatsoever.
And of course that means too, Frank, that hosepipe ban, which you mentioned there, it's come into being at, well, just under half an hour ago. And it looks like it may be here for a while.
It could be here for a while. There's no rain expected apart from an occasional skiff in the west between now and the 12th of July. Let's check actually the details for how good this weekend is going to be, and it is going to be good.
What's the weather forecast?
Very nice.
Oh.
P&O Ferries sponsors UTV weather.
And we are in line for another warm night tonight. Temperatures tomorrow morning 15 or 16 degrees. That's mild to say the least. Going through tomorrow, bright sunshine. There will be the odd bubble of cloud and an occasional western shower, but generally it is going to be bright and sunny. The temperatures right about 22 to 25 degrees. In some parts of Connaught, showers could bubble up from time to time. Along the east coast it will be a little cooler, but it's a fine outdoor day. And more great weather to come Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. Bright and blissful just about everywhere. That hose pipe ban is in place. No wonder, because there is a lack of rain. We'll check the pollen next.
What's the weather forecast?
Very nice.
Oh.
P&O Ferries sponsors UTV weather.
Live vividly this summer with the UTV pollen count, sponsored by Pyrenees Hay Fever Relief Nasal Spray.
And there's no rain to wash away the pollen. Very high readings for the next few days. You're up to date. From me, Frank Mitchell. Take care. Be good. Bye-bye.
Well, it's all been quite emotional for us today, but here we are, nearly at the end of this broadcast. But as you said, the journey continues. Now, you can stay up to date with the latest developments on our website. That's itv.com/UTV. We're on Twitter and Facebook too.
The ITV News continues with Charlene White. Now, from all of us here, have a very good evening, great weekend, and UTV Live at 6 returns on Monday.
Bye-bye.